Hey there, everybody. Mr. Funk E Dude here. Yesterday, I watched a video by Devin Nash. If you don't know Devin, he's a really interesting guy. He talks about live streaming, uses statistics and other kind of information to analyze trends and what's happening in live streaming. Very informative, very interesting. I'm watching one of his videos that he made, I think a week or so ago, and it's about why some streamers deal with basically getting bored, with streaming. They lose interest in streaming and why they do and what solutions. And it was a really interesting video. One of the things he talked about was not streaming to zero viewers, which I have done before. And he says that's a waste of time. What you should be doing with that time is creating content for either that platform or other platforms so that you can gain followers, draw them into you, and they can watch your live stream from there. So in other words, make your live streaming secondary, make content creation primary. And he said that what you should do is, if you have any interests or if you're an expert in something, that you should talk about those things. And if you want to learn something new, you should make your videos about, your content about exploring the journey of learning that new thing. That makes a lot of sense too, of course. And I started thinking to myself, I'm 52 years old. Is there anything I would consider myself an expert in? I thought about it and thought about it and thought about, and the answer was no. There's nothing that I would consider myself an expert in. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things I consider myself very good at. I'm kind of that jack of all trades, master of none, which is oftentimes better than a master of one, So there's a lot of things I have a lot of knowledge about, but nothing I would say I'm an expert in. Right? There's nothing I would look at a professional who's been making a living off of the subject and say, I know as much as that person does. That's not happening. And so last night, I'm talking to my girlfriend. I'm telling her about watching the video and about my thought process. And I say, I don't think there's anything I'm an expert in. I don't know if there's anything that I'm good enough in that I would be able to share with people. To which then she replies, that's ridiculous. And she starts naming off things that she thinks I'm good at. And those things, well, they're not your typical things, I think. She starts telling me what a great partner I am and how nurturing I am and how supportive I am with my friends and with other people. And it's then I started to realize, yeah, that is something that I've really worked hard at my entire life, being supportive of my friends, being supportive to the people around me that I care about, those kind of things. And I started thinking and wondering to myself, am I an expert in that? And of course, as is typical with me, I start thinking of all the reasons that I'm not an expert in those things. How I don't have a lot of friends, how I've had failed relationships. And I think to myself, I'm not an expert in dealing with people. I failed at those things and kind of got down on myself. But then I started asking myself a question this morning. What expert ever became an expert in something without failing? Isn't that part of the process? Isn't learning from your failures part of the process about learning and understanding and becoming better at something? I think it does. Look, I'm not trying to say that I'm an expert in anything. What I am saying is that to get good at something, you have to fail. Sometimes you have to fail a lot so that you can learn. So when I look back at my life and I look back at all my failures, well, those are all opportunities for me to grow and to learn. And hopefully I did. So from time to time now, I'm going to make videos about, well, I guess you could consider it my expertise in being a supportive partner and being a good friend and those kind of things. So you'll have to tell me what you think. But the main thing that I want to put across is to not ignore your failures, because even your failures have something to teach you. In fact, quite often, it's your failures that have the most to teach you. One of the reasons I think I'm in such a good relationship now with my girlfriend Tam is because I learned from the mistakes of my previous relationships. And I took that knowledge and I applied it to my relationship with her, with Tam. And so far, it's going great. So I'm going to learn from my failures. And in the coming weeks, you're going to see videos about getting along with your partner, how to talk to your partner, how to be a good friend to someone, how to talk to someone who's in an emotional crisis, how to talk to someone that might need therapy, how to basically be a good human being to other human beings. And I hope you'll stick around for the journey. And hopefully we can learn something together. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, so you can get notifications of when I'll be putting out more videos, and make sure to keep an eye out for my live streams. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.